the firefighters have now retrained their hoses on the building. They are still continuing to try to soak the building sort of in the centre of the flats around the 17th, 18th floor. Interesting talking to Mark there. He was talking to David Collins. He was somebody who was involved in the Grenfell Residents Association and had concerns about safety in the building, about fire safety. I'm joined now by Councillor Judith Blakeman. Blakeman. You know David Collins well.
I know David very well. I worked with him on when the initial complaints were raised.
Just talk us through what concerns residents had and what the council's reactions to them were.
Well, in 2013, there was a massive power surge in the block which knocked out all the electrical devices in people's homes up to about the 10th floor. That was when they first started raising concerns about the safety of the building, what would happen if there was a major fire. And they were told that the fire brigade had inspected it and there was no problem, and if there was a small fire, that, this go into your flat and stay policy would apply and they would be perfectly safe for about an hour. During the refurbishment project, there were a lot of problems came up and residents raised them with the TMO and with the council. I raised them. I sent 19...
What sort of concerns?
There were major concerns just about the way the project was being handled and the fact that the lifts kept breaking down, the work wasn't being done properly, flats were being flooded. I mean, there were all sorts of problems. I raised 19 complaints on behalf of residents with the TMO, and they say I only raised 4. I mean, that's nonsense. I raised at least 19.
Were any of those concerns about fire?
There were lots of concerns generally about the safety of the building and what would happen if there was a major fire, because obviously there was a lot of welding work going on. There were lots of sparks flying around everywhere, and we kept being told that we have our fire and safety advisor, we have an independent assessor, we've been told it's perfectly safe. Then when the project was finished, National Grid moved in and decided that they needed to replace all the gas pipes. They started work there. They put pipes in the communal staircase, and there's only one staircase, which is the means of escape, and these were not boxed in. They were not boxed in with fire-resistant things, and at that point the residents just went completely berserk. They said, we've got to have our own independent auditor of the fire safety. The response they got was, we take our health and safety issues very seriously. The TMO fire advisor says it's okay. Our own independent consultant says it's okay.
Sorry, just tell me what TMO are.
Sorry, the Tenant Management Organisation manages on behalf of the council. They said,
so they were reassured that...
They were reassuring. They said it's all perfectly okay. You don't need to have your own independent advisor. Everything is fine. Then they said, we're going to talk to National Grid about boxing in these gas pipes. We're going to meet them on the 29th of March. It is now the 14th of June and we've had no response about that meeting, no response about boxing in those pipes. There seems to be a major concern about the cladding. Nobody knows about the specification of the cladding, but that seems to have gone up in flames very, very quickly right through the whole building.
You were talking about David Collins. You know many, many people in that building.
I do, yes.
Have you been able to contact your friends and that you've spoken to representatives?
My first set of friends, I actually saw them at 5 a.m. They're related to neighbours of mine, and I was just so relieved. I just hugged them, and they were in their night clothes, and it was dreadful. But since then, people have come up to me and they've said, well, we're ringing our friends, we're getting no response. What's happened to them? We know there are more than 6 fatalities, but they're not issuing any more reports at this stage because it's just too distressing for everyone.
Indeed. Councillor Judith Blakeman, thank you very much. Thank you for filling us in on the background to the building and the construction and the concern that some of the residents had about the structure and construction of the building. Of course, we don't know whether any of those things, like the gas or the cladding, played a factor in what happened, but our independent fire specialist who we were talking to a short time ago said, well, after he went down there, that it does appear that the cladding may have unfortunately facilitated this spread of the fire